Hello, my name is Christie Arkovich. We are student loan attorneys located in Tampa, Florida. We also do bankruptcy and foreclosure for those clients who need that. I wanted to mention why a gap of education is important. We talk a lot about that, particularly under the IDR account adjustment. So basically, what we're looking for is someone who went to undergrad and then they took usually a year off. 6 months is perhaps not long enough, because we need to have a payment that became due prior to the client going to some kind of grad school, law school, master's, or what have you. And so if it's less than 6 months, there wouldn't have been a payment due because you have a grace period. You have a 6-month grace period before a payment becomes due after graduating undergrad. An economic forbearance month would count, though. A single payment would count, whatever it is. And so what that gap does for you is that if you consolidate your loans now, you can actually take the later part, the master's, the law school, whatever it is, and you can have it redated back to the date that you graduated from undergrad for IDR purposes. So what does this mean as a practical matter? Let's say that you went to undergrad in the late 1990s or sometime in the 2000s. And then let's say during COVID, you decided to go back to school because you lost your position. So you get a master's degree or what have you. If you have loans that are still left from your undergrad period, or if you paid them off during COVID, you can ask for a refund through August 31 so that they will be reinstated, and you can use that very important date. And so then you can go ahead and take all of your loans, put them together in a consolidation, and you can have the master's loans redated back to the late 1990s, early 2000s, whatever it is you graduated undergrad for IDR purposes, even if you haven't been making payments. And so what happens is once you reach a period counting extended forbearances, any kind of payment you might have been making, most deferments, not a bankruptcy deferment, but most everything else, you then, once you reach 20 years, and if you had basically graduated in, say, 2022, 2002, if you forward 20 years, then 20 years of payments would be 2022, right? 2002 to 20 years, 2022. It's a lot of twos. Basically, your undergrad loans would be forgiven. Your grad loans are 25 years. So they may not be forgiven until another 5 years, 2022 to 2027. But you've shrunk the time enormously, because if you went to grad school during COVID years, which are 2020 on, a 20-year time period would go to 2045, where instead of having 5 years left now, you'd have the majority of that 25-year time period. So it's super important to take advantage of that gap, consolidate your loans for IDR purposes, get forgiveness credit going all the way back to your earliest loan repayment date. And that might be the first time you took a deferment out of graduation, first time you took a forbearance, or the first payment of any kind that you made on any plan, even extended, even graduated. There are times that you might not want to combine loans together, particularly if they're Parent Plus loans. You might want to seek a consultation with us to determine, does it make sense? There are times if you're nearing the end of a payment period, it may make sense to continue that. So there are other considerations to take into account. But for the vast majority of people, getting out of the older FFEL loans, getting out of the older direct loans, consolidating multi-dated direct loans is usually a pretty good idea. So what we do is we do a strategy session. We walk someone through the consolidation process. You can do it right there online. You are in full control of your FSA username and password. We are just there giving advice, answering questions, directing you on how to do it. And it's done. That application is sent. That IDR recount is very, very important, and it's particularly important for those with any gap years. So if you'd like to set that up, go ahead and contact us at info@christiearkovich.com. Our office number is 813-258-2808. It is not a hard process. You're also welcome to try it on your own. How you do that is you go on studentaid.gov and select loan repayment, then go down to consolidate application. They have changed their process a little bit, but it's pretty much the same as the written application has been all these years. And it's something that you want to get in quickly, because there could be cases filed that might limit the relief from this program. To date, there's nothing. to be concerned about. There was a Cato case. It's been dismissed. It's now on appeal. That's going really nowhere at this present time, but there could be some subsequent case. So if this has been helpful, please subscribe and take a look at some of the other videos we have. Hope you get some relief from your student loans soon. Thank you very much. This is Christie Arkovich.